In this video, I'm going to be giving you an in-depth tour of my Notion habit tracker for writers, inspired by screenwriter and author Scott Myers. It allows you to quickly check off daily habits, see your progress over time, and also collate a reading list of all the things you've been reading and watching. And I'll explain why keeping a habit tracker will actually help you to finish your script or book. Of course, links to download the template are down below in the description. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Sam. I'm a budding screenwriter and Notion expert, and on this channel I share the productivity tips, tricks and templates that help creatives. So when I first got into writing, I devoured anything and everything on the internet that I thought would help me write a screenplay. And there was one blog in particular that I returned to again and again, and it was the wonderful Scott Myers blog called Go Into the Story. And there was one blog in particular that really resonated with me as I first started. It was entitled something like The Writer's Workout. Essentially, in the article, Scott had put together his writing regime for new writers. And the idea was to get them into the routine of being a writer and sort of eating and living the writer's diet. His regime consisted of reading one screenplay per week, reading 2 films a week, one at home, one shoulder to shoulder with moviegoers in the theatre, writing 1 page of script a day or 7 pages a week, and spending 2 hours a day prepping a new project or 14 hours a week. And his numerical acronym for this was 1, 2, 7, 14. And when I read this, I found this really motivating, the idea of having a set regime that you followed that gave you clear, actionable steps that would hopefully move you towards finishing a screenplay, but also becoming a writer. What I didn't realize at the time, and what Scott Myers probably didn't realize at the time of writing this article, was this was a textbook move in the productivity world for achieving longer term goals. In fact, there's an entire book dedicated to this by James Clear called Atomic Habits. And once I read this book after reading the article, things really began to click. In the book, James's basic premise is that by maintaining what seem like minor habits, compound over time to actually creating massive output or massive results. As the slugline reads, tiny changes, remarkable results. And he says one of the ways we can help ourselves form new habits is by keeping a habit tracker. So if you haven't used Notion before, it's essentially a really powerful note-taking app where users can create their own custom setups based on things that they need. And essentially what I've done is created my own setup that I can share with you as a template that you can then duplicate into your workspace and kind of use out of the box. So the page is nice and simple. There's essentially 3 sections to it. We have the habit buttons where you can actually press and capture and log the habits. We have a don't break the chain section, which essentially shows you all of your habits over the week. And then also if you go to past habits, you can see them over months and years. And then we have stats, which is kind of like the different bits of output that you're producing that you might want to refer back to or see how you're doing. So while Scott Myers has 4 habits, I actually added 2 additional habits that I've found really useful for sort of helping me write. First one is to keep a journal. So I like Julia Cameron's thinking about the morning pages, about writing 3 pages every day to sort of get your creative juices flowing. So I track that. And then the other thing I track is brainstorming. And in a separate video, you can see my template about Eric Bork's brainstorming tool. But I try to generate 5 new ideas every day, so I also track that as a habit in this habit tracker. So the template is super simple. So for example, we can see down here we have all of the habits for the week. And today's a Thursday, and I can see in this target section I have the following habits. I want to complete my morning pages. I want to generate new ideas. I want to prep some story. I want to write a script, and I also want to watch a film. So throughout the day, as I do these habits, I'll check them off. So for example, let's say I've woken up and I've done my morning pages. I can click this log journal here, and you'll notice it actually checks this off on the Thursday log. And now on my daily score, I've got 20% of my habits completed. And then let's also say that I've also straight after my journal, I've stacked that habit on top of brainstorming new ideas, and I've gone into my brainstorming tool and done that. So then I can come and check that off, and you'll see again that's checked it off in the Thursday log, and I've now got 40% of my daily score complete. Now, if I want to do this on the go, I also have a way of doing that as well. So under the sub-pages section, I have a page called Mobile Habits, and essentially I've created a widget on my iPhone so that when I'm on the move, if I need to capture something, like I've forgotten to capture the fact that I brainstormed in the morning, I could come in and check that off straight from there. But what's also cool about this is when I log the fact I watch a film or read a screenplay. So for example, let's say I watched a film, I could come in here, and when I generate the watch the film, it also opens up this side panel to my notes database. And let's say I watched The Dark Knight. I can come and log that and also generate the film template. And once it loads, you see I now have a section to give a summary of my overall thoughts, any main takeaways, and then I've also got a film notes section with some question prompts to really make me try and pull out all of the insights I got from the film and be mindful about what I've just watched, as opposed to just watching it and then never really thinking about it again. So there is my habit tracker designed specifically for writers. Again, if you want to get your copy, links are down below in the description. And if you found this video useful, you might also like my Notion for Screenwriters bundle, which includes, as well as the habit tracker, a screenplay planner, it's got a competitions board, it's got a reading hub, amongst loads of other things. So if you like this, you'll definitely like that. And if you like this video, please do consider liking it and subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much. Bye bye.